Right now in Nigeria, the political atmosphere has taken a very serious turn. What began as strong rivalry between major political figures is now being described by many as deeply personal. Shock allegations have surfaced. Accusations are flying across party lines and public reactions are growing stronger by the day. The tone of political debate has clearly shifted from policy disagreements to emotional confrontation. Now, recent developments involving opposition leaders have triggered national attention. Reports of an attack during a political gathering involving prominent figures raised immediate concerns. Opposition voices reacted quickly, describing the incident as alarming and questioning whether the rivalry in Nigerian politics is becoming too intense. Words such as intimidation, pressure, and political hostility began trending across media platforms. Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, among others, have publicly condemned the incident. Their statements focused on the need to protect democratic space and ensure that political competition remains peaceful. They emphasized that rivalry should remain about ideas, not personal confrontation. On the other hand, voices from the ruling camp have rejected any implication of involvement. Officials have condemned violence and insisted that political disagreement must never cross into physical confrontation. So they argue that linking the presidency directly to isolated incidents without verified evidence may escalate tension unnecessarily. Now let us slow down and analyze carefully. Political competition in Nigeria has always been intense. Campaign seasons often bring heated language. But when allegations involve safety and security, the tone changes. Citizens begin to worry about stability. Investors observe carefully. International observers also pay attention. Opposition leaders are using this moment to stress the importance of peaceful political engagement. They argue that democracy depends on safety and mutual respect. Their supporters see this as standing firm against intimidation. Meanwhile, the presidency continues to emphasize constitutional governance and institutional process. Government representatives maintain that any security matter should be investigated professionally and without political exaggeration. There's this clash of narratives is what is driving headlines. We must also consider public emotion. When politics turns personal, citizens feel it immediately. Social media becomes active, discussions grow heated, supporters defend their leaders strongly, critics challenge each other openly. But here is the important point. Nigeria's democratic institutions are still functioning. Law enforcement agencies investigate incidents, courts operate independently, political parties continue organizing. What we are seeing is tension, not collapse. Another factor to examine is timing. As future election cycles approach, political competition naturally intensifies. Leaders position themselves, alliances form, accusations sometimes increase. That is part of political strategy. However, when strategy shifts from policy disagreement to personal allegation, the risk of polarization grows. Polarization divides supporters and reduces constructive dialogue. Economic pressure also plays a role. In that when the cost of living rises and citizens are frustrated, political rhetoric often becomes sharper. Leaders feel pressure to show strength and conviction. Sometimes that strong language can be misinterpreted as hostility. It is important for all political actors to manage tone carefully. The broader question becomes this: how can Nigeria maintain competitive democracy without allowing rivalry to become personal? This requires a responsibility from both ruling and opposition parties. It requires clear communication. It requires commitment to peaceful engagement. Many civil society groups have also spoken, calling for calm and urging all sides to avoid inflammatory statements. They emphasize that Nigeria's progress depends on unity despite disagreement. At the end of the day, citizens want stability. They want economic improvement. They want safe political participation. Allegations of intimidation or hostility create anxiety, even if they are later clarified. For now, what we can confirm is this: an incident has raised serious questions. Opposition leaders condemned it strongly. The ruling camp denied wrongdoing and called for calm. Public debate intensified. Institutions continue functioning. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates.